Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And for those who are watching us from a different time zone, good morning or good evening, wherever you may be. And for those who are watching us for the first time, my name is Marilyn. I'm the founder and CEO of Customized Training Solutions, or CTS Private Limited, and we are Asia's most trusted training and business solutions partner. We have created programs that have add value to our customers as well as to others, and hoping that it will create more impact for leaders to stay relevant, adapt to the next normal, and ensure the performance of a hybrid team. And today it's my great pleasure to introduce our leader. Janet Lee is a certified professional coach with an MBA and master's degree in human resources. She has 16 years of experience as a senior HR consultant and HR director, working in different industries, mainly in the leadership development and talent management. With proficiency in both English and Mandarin, she offers one on one individual career transition coaching along with group sessions for helping teams to achieve their goals. Her sessions have proved beneficial for leaders who learned how to use KPI to engage their teams, give constructive feedback without fear, and manage team performance. Janet has an extensive knowledge on topics like navigating on careers, creating inclusive environment, enhancing psychological safety, as well as forming successful teams. Many have benefited from her knowledge. And Janet delivers training and coaching for both corporate clients and individual leaders across a range of industries, including tech, sales, finance, and manufacturing. Her work goes beyond simply teaching leaders and talents to develop working skills. It's about building resilience and a positive mindset for challenging times and watching people transform into best version of themselves that motivates her and keeps her passionate about leadership and career coaching. And so without so much further ado, I'd like to invite Janet to join me in. Hi Janet.
Hi,
Hi.
Marilyn.
I'm
Excellent introduction. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. I hope I gave justice to the experience and the work that you have been doing. But if there's anything you'd like to add in 2 to 3 minutes, feel free to add in an introduction of yourself if you'd like to share your journey, and who you are, what you do,
Sure.
experience, and other additional things that you'd like to add.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you again for having me here. Hello, everyone. I'm Janet, a native Chinese from Beijing who live in Singapore for 12 years already. I love Singapore. It's a really amazing place that's enabled me to reach several milestones in my life. I had my family, my two children, my career also flourished here. So over the past 16 years, I advanced from an HR generalist to HR manager and then to a HR director for the APAC
Mm-hmm.
regions.
Mm-hmm.
As an HR professional, my vision has always been to build up a winning team. To achieve that, I have collaborated with different level of business leaders up to C level.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the importance of employee engagement, but I think just creating a new HR policy or programs will not lead to the deep environmental transformation and will not help drive the business performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we must understand, I think no company can flourish beyond the capability of their team. Agree? So I think it's essential to grow the team synergy, which can yield productivity and subsequently performance success. And the leadership skill will decide the synergy level of the team. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why over the past 6 years, I start to
Mm-hmm.
focus more on leadership development and transformation and become an executive coach and a leadership development coach, helping my leaders to build their resilient muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here, we always talk about what is transformational leaders. To me, They are type of leaders able to inspire and motivate their
Mhm,
followers to
mhm,
achieve exceptional performance
mhm.
and significant positive change in the company. So those leaders are not just focused on simple improvement. Instead, they seek to transform their followers and the entire organization to reach a new heights. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Wow, I really love what you've said, and I highlighted that on the screen as well. That no company can flourish beyond the capability of their
Yes.
team, and that highlights the importance, of course, of why continuous learning and leadership are both important for us to thrive. Right?
True.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for that, and we're just getting started. And I
Yeah.
also would like to remind everyone of what you've said, that these leaders are not just focused on simple improvements. Instead, they seek to transform their followers and the entire organization to reach new heights. And
Yeah.
again, as a leader, that's our responsibility to really like tap into the full potential of our team members. And so that makes
Yeah.
me more curious to know, like, who are your influencers, and
Mm.
who you have, and what it is, if you have a favorite leadership style that you'd like to share with us.
Well, good question. I think from the perspective of a team player and also HR leader, I
Mhm,
have seen both excellent and poor leadership in my life.
mhm,
So this has helped me to know exactly what kind of leader I want to be or don't want to be.
mhm,
I think a great leader is someone who enables people and motivate them to do more on a daily basis.
mhm,
Employees are no longer just doing their job for the salary. They are striving to do something bigger,
mhm,
fighting to bring out the best version of themselves, and able to inspire by their personal values. We will always talk about how to create entrepreneur environment. I think this is important, and making everyone as an owner in the business. So if we can really achieve that, think about what can stop the business thriving, right? And in
exactly.
contrast, I also see bad leaders. In order to fulfill their own interest, they build up their own kingdom. They only
Mhm,
welcome people who say what they like, do what
mhm,
they are told. If the management doesn't recognize this is an issue, it will gradually dominate the company culture and environment, then become toxic,
mhm,
chasing away the good performers and contributors. Few years ago, I still remember that Adam Grant ever
mhm,
posed a thought-provoking question in his book, Give and Take. I
mhm,
believe many people read about this book. So he say, do you want agreeable takers or disagreeable givers around you?
mhm.
Naturally prefer to be surrounded by givers, right? But how
Exactly.
to differentiate the two? As humans, we all like hearing good words. I think to be a smart and
Mhm,
effective leaders, we should create this psychological safe environment where can different voice be heard. If done correctly, this may even lead to transformation,
mhm.
resulting in takers becoming the givers. Yeah, so this is my thought. Thank
Wow,
you.
thank you. So, which means from what you just shared, that Adam Grant is one of your influencers when it comes to leadership and your profession, I would say, right?
Yeah, in my previous company,
Mhm.
we always invited Adam Grant come to the
Oh,
town halls on the stage to share about the leadership mindset. So I was really inspired by his saying, his
mhm.
thought, and also those provoking words in his book.
Yes, and I really appreciate that you remind our audience on how to be an effective leader, or effective and smart leader for that matter.
Yeah.
It's really about creating an environment where everyone is have psychological safety in the first place, like what you've mentioned, as well as that they feel that they can be heard. So when people or organization promotes that, then there will be like more ideas that comes out
Yes.
from everyone, right? It encourages everyone to like give like what you've mentioned, right? Give more to the organization. And again, in the earlier answer, you've said that it's not really so much about the salary anymore,
Yes,
right? There's has to be purpose. There has to be like the sense of belonging, that yes, we're part of this organization and we're actually contributing to this organization and the community around us.
yes,
I really love that statement from
precisely.
you.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
summary. Thank you, Marilyn.
You're welcome. And before I proceed to the next question, I just would like to invite those who are, especially those who are watching us live today, to do join us in this conversation. Ask Jan. I'm sure Janet will be able to accommodate some of your questions, or let us know what are your takeaways from this conversation, whether you're watching us live or on a replay, right? So that leads me to my next question. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the pandemic has brought about several challenges for most
True.
leaders, but from your experience, whether it's pandemic or pre-pandemic, from your experience as a corporate leader and working with corporate leaders as well
Mm-mm.
as a coach,
Yeah.
what would you say would be the top three problems that they normally face?
Okay, the top three problems. I think it is quite common that company will promote outstanding performers to be a team leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
But however, how many of them have taken the time to learn how to lead effectively? Is a
Mm-hmm.
question mark. So I think being a nice leader not equivalent to an efficient leader, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although they may be successful in achieving their KPIs, bringing revenue, and develop the new technology, well, when it's come to facing people, leading a team, I see many of them encounter several challenges on how to build up a high performance and engaging team, how to make 1 plus 1 bigger than 100, and how to elevate my team from independent level to interdependent as a team.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a leader, it's very important to act as a multiplier, not a diminisher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of you ever heard about a very famous course called multiplier.
Mm-hmm.
So a few years back, I was inspired by this methodology. So in my leadership workshop, I have often discussed this concept. So what is multiplier?
Mm-hmm.
They are the liberator. They are the challenger. They
Mm-hmm.
trust their team is smart and will figure out things out. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, they are willing to invest on people versus diminishers,
Mm-hmm.
empire builder,
Mm-hmm.
and a tyrant. They take control of everything and
Mm-hmm.
believe that people will not succeed without them.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
to
am I? Mhm.
yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry, I
okay.
thought you
So
were.
so to transform the diminisher into multiplier,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I always advise people on the
Mm-hmm.
three steps,
Mm-hmm.
three formula, which
Mm-hmm.
is developing their multiplier mindset,
Mm-hmm.
then avoid potential diminisher moment,
Mm-hmm.
and create multiplier moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this is my answer to this question.
Okay, so if I get that correctly, the top problems that you've identified is common for outstanding performers to be promoted to team leader. So meaning they are not being prepared as a leader. Did I get it right?
Yeah, I see it's
Okay.
quite common in the
Mm-hmm.
workplace.
Mm-hmm.
They are good people. They are very top performer to
Mm-hmm.
achieve the result.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they lack of some people skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to transform their mindset as a really qualified leader, that's
Mm-hmm.
take time.
Mm-hmm. So it's basically what I'm hearing from you. It's basically like the lack of leadership skills for those who are individual contributors who are then moved to a leadership role, right?
Yeah, true. I think
Mm-hmm.
eventually, as a qualified leader, we want to build up a high performance and engaging team.
Mm-hmm.
So that is not somebody immediately able to adapt into the mindset. and it
Mm-hmm.
takes time for them to able to build up this resilient muscle as a leaders.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So if I were to summarize that, I guess would be the first is of course not preparing the leaders for their role, not having the people skills as you've mentioned. The second one will be the mindset, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is like what you've said, based on your strategy, your three strategies is part of that is really avoiding potential diminisher moments and creating
Yes.
multiplier moments. And therefore, like the problem is the lack of uh this, right?
Yeah.
Of creating this, right?
Yeah.
In
Be a multiplier. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. So thank you so much for identifying those problems for us. And as an HR leader, these are like things that for sure you have to face on a daily basis, right?
Mm.
Like working with people. And I remembered actually just this morning I attended a networking training as
Mm.
well for small and medium enterprise companies. And again, like when I started my business, I do a lot of technical niche programs, right? But the reason why I've been doing quite a number of activities around
Mm.
people skills or life skills, as we say, leadership skills for some, it's because like it doesn't make sense that you are very technically savvy, you're really good in what you do, like I mean that's one of the first common problem that you actually see, right? Like, but when you get promoted, then you don't know how to manage people, how you don't know how to deal with people. And that's the disconnect, right, for most companies, whereby like the culture is also affected, like in your statement earlier, the organization becomes toxic that way, right? So obviously we will not leave them with all these problems, and we would like to somehow offer them. I mean, you've offered like a bit of solutions with the work that you do, right?
Mm.
Developing their multiplier mindset, avoiding potential diminisher moments, and
Yeah.
creating the multiplier moments. But
Yes.
I would like to delve more on like what. So, having said that, what are
Mm.
the important leadership capabilities or skills that they must have in order to
Mm.
continuously thrive in the next normal, or to lead more effectively post
Mm.
pandemic, I guess? And how would you relate that in your own experience and the work that you do?
Sure. Yeah. It's a quite interesting question. Um, I think leadership skills should be tailored to
Mhm,
meet the employee engagement needs,
mhm.
right? So,
Exactly.
to be a good leader, think about what my people really want. It's important to understand what team really want.
Mhm,
I think through my HR consultation, I often share my employee engagement pyramid,
mhm,
which is a five-level concept of what people need in order to become highly engaged. On the most basic level, people want to be respected.
mhm,
Then the next level is they want to grow, opportunity to grow, right? Followed by feeling sense of belonging,
mhm,
inclusiveness, and doing meaningful work. At the top of the pyramid,
mhm,
people always want to be part of a winning team.
mhm,
It's the basic engagement requirement as an employee to
mhm,
you to me as well. So to align with these and provide the corresponding leadership skills is a key for developing an engaged and a productive team. And these include aligning the team with your vision, your values and purpose,
mhm,
creating an inclusive, psychological safe environment, provide a timely coaching and feedback, and
mhm,
offer learning opportunity to your team,
mhm,
which ultimately you build up a winning team.
mhm,
Another point here I want to share is
mhm,
to be a leader actually is a choice. Not everyone have the born by the genes can be a real leader, a true leader. And I recognize to be a leader is not an easy journey.
mhm,
We are facing many contradictions in our daily work.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes actually there is no solution. So learn to be paradoxical leader. I love the word paradoxical leader and
Mm-hmm.
reframe our thinking. For example, what do I mean? We need to balance presence versus future, fix versus agility, globalization versus localization. So, is there an absolute solution to those paradox? The answer maybe is no, but it is essential to have
Mm-hmm.
this forwarded thinking to gain new skills and keep evolving our mindset as a leader, right? So I
True.
think this is also a survival skill in the coming decades. To
Mm-hmm.
be effective leader means we are competing yet interrelated to meet
Mm-hmm.
competing workplace demands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, Talk about my role. How can I relevant to my own experience as your question? I
Mm-hmm.
would say my dual position as a HR director and also a leadership coach has
Mm-hmm.
provided me a deep understanding of these dynamics, talent management, and also the challenge that the leaders are facing. So this unique background informs my coaching methods and
Mm-hmm.
enable me to provide practical, real-world solution to my clients.
Mm-hmm.
To me, talk about leadership need to be in a team environment. Otherwise, no point. So, which is why I always conduct my mini team mentoring session combined with a theories, group discussion, and also case study to able to achieve the vision. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that's very important that you get to really practice that hands-on, right? It's not really so much of learning it, but being able to practice it and make use of it in the actual workplace or even in a controlled environment, like in the group discussions and case studies that you add into the programs that you create, right?
Yeah.
So it just makes much more sense. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that. Are there any specific example or stories that you'd like to add or share with us in relation to, like, because you've mentioned very
Mhm.
important skills with how you elaborated the important
Mm.
capabilities and skills, like you've made mention forward thinking, you've
Yeah.
made mention coaching, which at this time I would say still is a challenge for most organizations, right? Mainly because, like, it takes more time, let's face it, right?
Yeah.
It takes more time to, like, approach problem solving or discussions through coaching, right?
Mm. Yeah.
And so I wonder, how do you actually, like, incorporate that, or, like, I mean, relating to the work that you do as a leadership coach.
Okay. So my leadership coaching style is I'm willing to deeply understand what is the real problems
Mm-hmm.
of business
Mm-hmm.
rather than just for the sake of coach or mentoring to have a session.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Right.
each single session, I want my clients able to benefit and
Mm-hmm.
able to gain some insight and skills to apply to their day-to-day work. So
Exactly.
usually I have a few steps
Mm-hmm.
to able to do that, to
Mm-hmm.
scan, diagnose what is the
Mm-hmm.
issue of the problems. Means I
Mm-hmm.
have a one-on-one consultation with the leaders,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll tailor and design a workshop or programs. It
Mm-hmm.
can be virtual, it can be physical.
Mm-hmm.
So, and usually I follow three steps of
Mm-hmm.
leadership coaching, which is set up the vision. So I think number one, set up the vision for the team is very key. Under
Mm-hmm.
this pillar, I have a few sessions. For
Mm-hmm.
example,
Mm-hmm.
understand the value of the team, the vision
Mm-hmm.
of the team, find the purpose, the life map, and create this um, internal
Mm-hmm.
synergy
Mm-hmm.
within the team members. Then move to step two is how to manage the team's performance. For
Mhm.
example, how to
Mhm.
give a fearless feedback,
Mhm.
coaching team. And most of the team member, they are looking for career development. So as a
Mhm.
leader, do you know how to conduct a conversation to
Mhm.
cultivate a career conversation, a career development with your team members? Then move to the next, which is a higher level of skill, how to
Mhm.
really create a synergy within the team, which I mentioned, make a 1 plus 1 bigger than 100. That is a lot
Wow.
of soft skill include to have a high impact teaming, psychological safety,
Mhm.
uh, how to manage the conflict day to day. So typically, I have these three pillars to
Mhm.
able to help my clients and my leaders to elevate, gain the skills to be the next level.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's really like it really sounded so simple from you, those three pillars, but the next thing is for organizations on how they incorporate that. I mean, you've been doing that in the organizations that you work with, or even with the leaders that you help, so I guess that's the reason why it sounded so easy and simple for you. So
But
thank you for
definitely not
sharing that.
one size able to fit all. You are right. So this is a kind of a formula that I created. However, each business they facing their unique problem and urgent issues, and also based on the stage of the
Mhm.
development and the maturity of the company, we
Exactly.
also tailor the solution as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's a really very good example for us to have a view of what you do and how you relate these examples and summary that you've made mention around the important capabilities. And again, it's we know that it takes time as well to build that coaching culture and to be able to have that, as you mentioned, fearless feedback.
Really,
It's
yes,
easier said than done, right? Especially in the Asian culture.
yeah,
So thank you so much for like sharing that with us, and like hopefully we can do something together to help more organizations to be able to really incorporate that in their daily life, within their organization. And so that leads me to my last question.
sure.
If you have a magic wand and can use it, what will you do with it?
Um, you know, every day I read a lot of book, and also I try to reflect myself through the journey of as a coach.
Mhm.
It's not only helping people; it's also help myself to grow.
Mhm.
So I think as a human, we come to the world is to fulfill our personal values and find our own purpose, real purpose. If we are able to
Right.
find that, actually we are lucky. But
Yeah.
on this uneasy journey, we encountered a lot of frustration and rejection.
Mhm.
Rejection from our surroundings or lack of trust.
True.
I hope this magic wand can help us foster a mutual understanding among people and nations and
Mhm.
resolving the dispute, encouraging empathy, and really
Mhm.
creating a caring world. Caring world is a key word.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if we are able to achieve that, I think so many artificial level of conflict and
True.
disaster can be avoided, right? Tension
Exactly.
or war or those tragic moments can be avoided. So if we all can take a step backward and try to
Mhm.
see the viewpoint of other people and genuinely care, I think both our mental well-being and the civilization could
Mhm.
flourish more.
Mhm.
Yeah, to answer the
Wow.
question.
That's really beautiful. It's generally like the Miss Universe world peace, right? So,
Oh,
but
yeah. Very
like,
typical answer for Miss Universe.
yeah, your Miss Universe world peace for everyone. Yeah, just joking aside. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that, you reminded us that this is possible, right? If we just work together, if we just understand like how we can have that as you mentioned, mutual understanding.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier how respect is basic for
Mm,
anyone, right? Whether you're working with a person, whatever the designation or level of that person, and being able to resolve this. And I think coaching and feedback are just some of the tools that we can actually make use of to in order to have that or to learn more of expressing ourselves in a more empathetic way, right?
yeah.
In a way that we wanted. I just had this recent conversation with Tulia where she said it's really so much more of not just coming up with a win-win, but rather having that what's the term that she used? It's really like the third option, right?
Mm,
Like where like everybody wins, and even like those who will benefit from that. I mean, like you mentioned, when we resolve those disputes, when we encourage empathy, right, we can create a more caring world, a better place to live in generally, right?
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And I
that.
really, really agree. Just now you mentioned the word create a coaching culture. It's super
Mhm,
because lots of time we are seeking help from external to find a coach. But don't
mhm,
forget, each of us as a leader, it's a must to provide the coaching
true.
to your people in the organization. That is really a strong retention power. Because
Mhm.
lots of time leader ask me, how can I retain my people? I say you, only you. Because of your leadership charisma, you are able to retain your people. Not money, not the company, but you.
Exactly. And that's how important is the role of leadership to any organization or even to our own family, right? As parents, right? That's where everything starts.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I mean, even without that magic one or not being a Miss Universe, I'm sure with the work that you do, you have been helping not only your organization but other leaders that you work with, right? In order to foster that psychological safety, that mutual understanding, and being able to really create a more caring environment. Because it's different, right? When you're able to create that caring environment, not only within your company, but wherever you may go, it
Yeah.
really
That's
have like some sort of
great.
ripple
Yes.
effect, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I really hope that I can help more people and able to achieve that vision, create a caring world. Although my single strength is limited, but I hope I can influence more people to share the same mindset with me
yeah.
together.
Yes, and for sure, like when we get to work with each other, even this conversation, this short conversation, I hope this actually inspires more leaders to be a caring leader for their organization and to be more mindful of like how they speak, how they communicate, how they understand, listen, and care for their team members as well, right? I hope we can inspire leaders who are listening to us today, and so I really appreciate all these important reminders from continuous learning, from the importance of leadership skills, coaching, and caring. I
Mhm.
really appreciate this conversation with
Me
you,
too.
Janet. And
Yeah.
I look forward to again collaborate with you in the future. So thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
and your wonderful insights.
And thanks for your inspiring questions. And I also learned a lot from you. And thanks for this conversation sharing. And I hope the audience also able to learn with us together. We can create such a platform to learn with each other. I think is wonderful. My honor. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you so much. And again, I would like to thank those who will watch us or who's watching us live. And thank you so much to everyone who's been supportive of these conversations. I really appreciate your comments, your support. And again, we would like to encourage and inspire everyone to like create an opportunity to create a better world to live in, right? And remember that even the richest investors in the world would say that investing in yourself is the best investment you can ever make in your life. And with that, we would like to leave you that if your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are an excellent leader. Thank you so much for being an excellent leader for us today, Janet, and looking
Thank you.
forward to working with you and having another conversation with you. Thank you so much, and bye for now.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.